Without commitment, you'll never start. But most importantly, without consistency, you'll never finish. Denzel Washington. What is up, you guys? Welcome back to the channel. If you guys are new here, my name is Walter, and if you're not, then welcome back. Today we're going to be talking about how to lose fat the fastest way in high school or in college. Let's get started. Now, before I start off this video, disclaimer, I am not a health professional in any sort of way. I'm just speaking from my own experience in terms of cutting and losing weight during high school and during college. Now, this worked for me and it may not work for you, but I'm just trying to offer some people an alternative or something new to try so that they get started on their fitness journey. If you have any underlying health conditions or problems or issues, please consult a professional before continuing and taking my advice. Alright, now let's get back onto the video. So, how do you lose fat the fastest way? My answer, intermittent fasting. So, what is intermittent fasting? Intermittent fasting is an eating pattern that essentially pushes your first meal of the day, in this case your breakfast, hours into the day, and it makes it so that your body taps into its fat storage and burn fat while you haven't eaten anything during that first period of the day. So let me give you a quick recap of my story and where I started to learn about intermittent fasting. So I was on the swim team my freshman year of high school, and I was the only one on the team without any abs, or at least one of the few. And I really wanted to get abs, and I just didn't know why I wasn't getting them. I left the swim team my sophomore year of high school, and I completely lost that swimmer physique. At the same time, my sophomore year, I ended up getting into a relationship, and you already know that you gain that relationship weight, for the most part, for some of you guys out there. Always eating and trying to, try something new. Leave it in the comments, you guys. So have you guys put on relationship weight? Because I know that I have in the past. So let me know. And so honestly, after that relationship, I was just super uncomfortable with my body, and I actually discovered Kino Body and the way in which he was training, and I just really thought it was the right thing for me. So I went ahead and tried it, and I honestly haven't looked back. During my senior year of high school, I actually lost 20 pounds, and intermittent fasting worked so well with my schedule. So I'm going to show you guys a before picture of what I looked like before I started intermittent fasting, when I was with that relationship weight and when I just started to learn about intermittent fasting. And I was going to show you a picture of how I lost some weight and a good portion of weight when I started getting into intermittent fasting. So you guys can tell the difference for yourselves. I think that this version looks really nice. So yeah. The golden question that I have a lot of people ask me is, how do you get started with intermittent fasting? Now, I'm going to tell you guys what I did, and I started with the large eating window. So again, I started this in the summer, so I could wake up later than usual and I could do all this stuff, but essentially I started with a large eating window. I would eat from 1 p.m. to 11 p.m. that same day, and that's 10 hours, that's a lot of time. But essentially I would be allowed to eat whatever I wanted to during that time frame, and then for the rest of the time I would need to obviously fast. So once I started to get comfortable with that, I started cutting a little bit off the end of the time, so I would go to like 10 p.m. or then 9 p.m. and I would also start pushing my fast, so I would go to 2 p.m. or 3 p.m. and I ended up lasting for a 3 to 9 p.m. eating window, which is an 18-hour fast and a 6-hour eating window. So that's just what I ended up during that summer when I first started trying intermittent fasting. So note, you will feel hungry during that fasting window at the beginning of your journey. Now, what I recommend is drinking sparkling water or just a bunch of water. Sparkling water actually just makes you feel bloated, so your hunger isn't there essentially. But you could also drink black coffee, no creamer, no milk, none of that crap. You could also drink tea if you wanted to, and just anything that's 0 calorie essentially, so it won't break your fast. And of course, just know if you drink a lot of water and if you're in school or something, you will need to use the bathroom, so just keep that in mind. I learned the hard way. Now, there is an alternative, and this is the method that I currently do. So what I do is I wake up every morning and I fast 4 to 6 hours after I wake up. So it's not a given set time like the 3 to 9, but it is fasting 4 to 6 hours from when you wake up. So on days that I wake up at 8, I'll break my fast at 1 or 2. And the days that I wake up a little later, let's say like 10 p.m., I'll fast till maybe 3 p.m. or sometimes even 4, because I'm just trying to get used to not eating during that first couple of hours when I wake up. If this is really new to you and you want it to stick, I would suggest trying something I've invented called the Beta Week. And the Beta Week technique is essentially just you trying it for the first week. Set your goals and try to see if you can make it. If you mess up, it's fine, but try to do that first week, and then the next week you know how many times you've messed up already. So now you know, and you can catch yourself slipping up before it actually happens. So you can make that correction and you can honestly just go from there and keep building on week after week after week. And last but not least, when can you start seeing results with this new intermittent fasting eating pattern? Listen, if you really stick with intermittent fasting, I saw my results in 2 weeks. I keep on putting these two up. 2 weeks, I saw my results in 2 weeks. This was around the same time when I started to incorporate weightlifting into my program and when I started to just kind of change my body and start to change what I was doing. So now note, starting to lift really transformed and put together my body, but losing the fat was honestly thanks to the intermittent fasting, and I was really thankful that I could finally control what I was eating and when I was eating it. And that's it. While intermittent fasting isn't for everyone, it was the way I lost fat the quickest and the most effective way in high school and even now in college. Currently, I am still doing intermittent fasting. I'm actually gonna cook dinner right now, to be honest, but I still do intermittent fasting because it just works with my schedule, it works with my classes a lot of the time, and you know, it just fit my life. It fit my life and I was really happy about it. Let me know, will you guys try intermittent fasting? Or are you already doing intermittent fasting? I'd like to know which one of you guys are actually with me on this, so it'd be pretty dope. I hope you guys have a great day wherever you are in the world. Thank you so much for checking out my video and thank you so much for all the love. And I hope to see you guys in another video soon. But until then, stay cool.